And go.
Okay. Hey, I did not prepare to tell this story, but I just thought I'd tell a story real quick. We're right here in Chinatown. Right there's a Chinese Cultural Center. Right there is Kearney. Over there is various Chinese folks over there gambling. Some kids playing in the park. It's actually, could you actually get a picture of kids in the park?
Yeah.
That's sweet. There'd be a lot worse ways to grow up than in Chinatown.
Aww.
Those kids look like they're having a lot of fun. Anyway, the only reason I want to say this is I've lived in San Francisco off and on for about 15 years, maybe a little bit more. 95, we're coming to 2011. 94, yes. But anyway, what I was going to say is I had lived in San Francisco, I moved away, moved to Seattle, went back to Florida, traveled across the country. I came back in the early 2000s, raised a lot of hell, did a lot of crazy stuff, and then I went back down to Florida, was in Georgia for a little while, was back in Florida, then I went across the country. This would have been 2.5, almost 3 years ago. I arrived to San Francisco with about $500 to my name. I paid my first week at the Sestri Hotel, which is a residential hotel in North Beach, and then after that, my good friend James let me couch surf, so I couch surfed with James and Tamika, but they lived out in Emeryville. Almost immediately, I got a job working in the daytime at Sparky's before I moved to the graveyard shift. So I would work at Sparky's in the daytime, early in the morning. I worked as a bouncer at a gay bar in the Castro called the Cafe. It's still there. So I'd work bouncer hours there. I would stay up until morning and then work the breakfast shift at Sparky's, both cooking and waiting tables. And then, because I was so paranoid that if I took the bus or BART back to Emeryville, that I would sleep through my next shift, I would actually, I want you to get this, hon. Follow me. Are you see? I would actually come here and sleep. So for about 2 weeks, I worked as a bouncer till 2 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I would stay up until breakfast time and then wait tables at a 24-hour restaurant and the Castro. Then I'd come over here and sleep for a couple hours, and then I'd walk back to my bouncer gig. And sometimes I would shower and do my sponge bath at Sparky's. I did this for about 2 weeks, man, and I gotta tell you, it was actually some of the most interesting time in my life. I would not want to do it for much longer than 2 weeks, but it was some of the most interesting, most fascinating time in my life. And when you look over here, just think, at one point, this used to be my bed. Something for you to think about right here. That's it.